Today's question: where was your family when the last child left home and they became empty nesters? Yes, huge milestone in life and things. But first, I apologize for being on so late. I was going to go into Wellington Central Business District today. That didn't happen. I ended up laying in bed for till around, I think it was 11 o'clock or just before 11 o'clock, doing my grocery list, doing my emails and a whole bunch of stuff. It was just cozy in bed, and it's not often I actually get a day that I can just lay in bed for a while. Normally I bounce up out of bed to go do whatever, but today I was just like, I'm just going to stay here for now. But I got the 11:30 bus into downtown Waikanae, ran some errands and had lunch down there, brunch, ran some errands and missed the next bus home. So I actually went and sat in the library and read because I had a library book with me. So I just went and sat in the library and read till it was time to go catch the bus. Got home, and then while I was getting dressed to go catch the bus, my parents call, and I'd been looking for a cabinet to go just outside my kitchen door where I can put the bread maker on it, and I can have some storage for all the table linens like tablecloths, placemats, runners, that sort of stuff, coasters, and somewhere I can put my cookbooks as well. And they found this really cool. They found two cabinets and they sent me pictures of both, and I chose the second one because it had two drawers. It had a small drawer and then it has like a filing drawer, and then it had a cupboard. So the cupboard is where the recipe books are going to go. I told them when I was getting home. They arrived at 2 o'clock, and we unloaded this thing. This thing is solid mahogany. Well, most of it is. There's a couple of panels there that were the Weet-Bix, what we call Weet-Bix stuff, but most of it is made of mahogany. It's solid. It looks gorgeous. And so I got the polishing oil out and polished it all up, cleaned it all up and everything else. And now it's ready for everything to be added. And it looks fabulous in its little spot. So I can't wait to I've already pulled the table linen stuff out of my linen cupboard so that I can put it in there. And my bread maker is ready to go on top of it as well. So it's going to be my bread maker stand. So I'm super excited that I'm going to be able to start making bread in there. Yay! Because I know how to do it. Simple as that. And then I got distracted and I was tired. I went laid on the couch to have a little snoozle and got woken up with a little tap, tap, tap on the door. Heard somebody come up. Sounds like somebody come up my stairs, because around here sound echoes. Somebody come up my stairs, and then I hear this tap, tap, tap on the door. So I get up off the couch. I was laying on the couch, and there's a young lad there, and he's selling candy to raise money for his jamboree. So I was like, well, how much is it? And it was $3 a piece. And I thought, why not? And so grabbed $12, got my 4 pieces. They're sitting in the refrigerator right now. And he's, $12 more towards his jamboree and whatever else. And he seemed to be doing quite well. He had a nice little container there full of cash and coins. And I said, looks like you're doing pretty well with this. He goes, yeah. And I said, well, good luck with everything. And so off he went. And then I was like, I need to go do my live. So I came in here to do my live. I got AI drawing my image like it normally does. Got my notes all written, and then I was sort of like, oh, and I had found my little tablet thing, and I wanted to find this so I could put the Kindle app on there so my mum could read the whole series of the Miss Fortune Mysteries, which is a book series that I loved up to book 30, the 29 or 30, the one that just came out. But they're absolutely awesome books. I've talked about this previous times. It's about the Black Ops CIA agent who gets stuck undercover. Actually, she's hidden from the gun lords that want to kill her, the arms dealers and stuff that want to kill her. They got a price on her head. So her boss buries her in this little town called Sinful, Louisiana, which is not far from New Orleans. And it's on the bio, and she's staying in his niece's aunt's house, and the aunt has passed away, and the niece is meant to inherit the house, and he sent the niece off to Europe for a summer vacation. And the idea was the niece was going to be visiting and doing inventory of the house since the aunt just passed, so they could get all settled for the estate and everything else. And she ends up staying in Central Louisiana and having a blast with very good comedy in there, very good wit. Author is absolutely fantastic. It's called the Miss Fortune Mystery Series. So Mum couldn't get all of the copies from the library, and I had audio, but she couldn't understand the American accent. So I figured I got to find that little tablet that I have so I can upload the Kindle app on there and get all the books on there, which I do have in Kindle. I also have them in audio. I like to read and listen at the same time on some things. And so I found that. And so I've been having it charged. I was like, oh, it's finished charging. Let's start And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be doing this and that. Then it wanted a phone number off the thing. And then I'm like, I'm feeling hot. I need to go get changed. So I went and took my jeans off, put my shorts on. Um, and then I'm sort of like, okay, oh yeah, podcast. So here we are. We got here. We got here in the end. I think next Monday I'm gonna look in to see what the weather's going to be. Next Monday I might go into. Would have been a gorgeous day in Wellington today too, absolutely gorgeous, and the harbour would have looked spectacular. But that's another day. I just wasn't feeling it today. So anyway, let's talk about where was your family when their last child left home. So there comes a day in many families when the house suddenly becomes a little quieter. The last child leaves home. Yes, there are tears when that happens, all sorts of feelings and emotions that you go through. For years, family life may have revolved around school runs, meals, laundry, friends coming and going, slammed doors, music playing, conversations across the dinner table, and someone always needing something. Then one day, the youngest packs their belongings and heads out into the world. Perhaps they were leaving for university, starting a new job, getting married, joining the military, moving overseas, or simply deciding it was time to have a place of their own. Whatever the reason, it marked the end of one chapter for an entire family and the beginning of another. And the parents' schedule suddenly becomes very empty. The table is not as lively as it used to be. What was that final day like? I'm trying to remember. We had Josh living with us at the time when he went off to university. And so we drove him down there, got him all moved in and everything else. And we drove home and we sat down at the table and went, now what do we do? We don't have to get somebody up to go to school. And there was a lot of stuff that suddenly disappeared. You didn't have to be there at the human alarm clock. You didn't have to chase them out the door to school. You didn't have to argue about lunches. You didn't. We often argued about food. But it was just really, and his empty presence in the house was very much noticeable. Yes, very much noticeable. So what was that final day like? Was there a car packed to the roof with boxes? Yeah, we did kind of have a full vehicle. Did everyone help carry belongings outside? Was mum trying not to cry? I was actually pretty chill about the whole thing. Was dad offering last minute advice? Always, yep. And we actually drove him down to Richmond, which is where he was going to be going to college. And perhaps the child leaving couldn't get out of the door fast enough. In some cases, yes. Excited about the independence and the adventures awaiting ahead. They were, I have to say, all the boys were excited about going off to college because it was a new adventure for them. They were out from under mum and dad's thumb. Wow. Freedom. Yes. And in Josh's case, we drove him to the school to get him all settled into his college. We had a certain time that we had to arrive between and all that sort of stuff. Then the front door closed. For parents left behind, the change could be enormous. The house that once had been organized around raising children suddenly belonged to them again. There were fewer meals to prepare, less washing, absolutely, fewer schedules to juggle, oh, loved that part, and perhaps an empty bedroom sitting strangely quiet at the end of the hallway. Didn't mind that. I mean, we shared custody with the boys during their teenage years, so having empty bedrooms was not a big deal. Although Josh lived with us for a few years, and it did become a big deal having his room empty after it being filled for so long. But becoming an empty nester wasn't necessarily a sad occasion. For many couples, it meant rediscovering life together. Absolutely. There was more freedom to travel, enjoy hobbies, spend time with friends, eat dinner whenever they wanted, or simply appreciate having the house to themselves. Oh, we did enjoy the peace and quiet. Some parents loved the newfound freedom immediately. Others needed time to adjust. I think Brad and I were pretty much immediate on that one. Not that we don't love the boys. Please don't get us wrong. We do love the boys immensely. And having them go and spread their wings was a cause of celebration because now they were getting out into the real world and discovering things for themselves. So on our, we had done the best that we could to get them ready for the outside world. Now they were facing it. And so we were excited for the adventures that they were going to have. And of course, sometimes the empty nest didn't stay empty for very long. Children came home for weekends and holidays. Grandchildren eventually arrived, and occasionally an adult child returned home for a while. Yep, we had all that happen. The family simply entered another stage of its story. Absolutely. And it was an exciting stage for the story. We were excited for the boys to discover themselves, what the world really was like. I mean, as a parent, you can only prepare them for so much. You can't prepare them for everything they're going to face. And they did learn some good lessons and had some great adventures as well. There are wonderful memories to capture because official records will never tell us what that transition felt like. They won't tell us whether mum cried after everyone left, whether dad immediately claimed the spare room for a hobby, or whether the parents secretly celebrated by going out for dinner. We went out for dinner. I'm not going to lie, we went out for dinner. That was our celebration. So today we did. We went down, we dropped Josh off, we got his room ready, got his side of the room ready, got everything unpacked for him, got him all organized and everything else. His roommate arrived, so we got to meet his roommate. Him and his roommate have been talking over time, over whatever it was that they used to chat and get to know each other and all that sort of stuff. And so we then left them to get to know each other, and we went off and drove home and went out for dinner before we went home. Or did we go pick up? Might have picked up something and taken it home. All I know is that I did not have to cook that night. we did celebrate the fact that Josh was now at college, and we were excited for the adventures he was going to have and how he was going to manage it and all that sort of thing. And it was a pretty good. I mean, we felt pretty good about leaving him there and everything else because he was off on a new adventure. And it's how we felt about when all the boys went away to college. It was a new adventure for them. And we still had a lot of interaction with them and going down and signing lease agreements for them when the older two moved out of the dorm, were allowed to move out of the dorms into their own apartment type thing where they got to share rooms and that sort of stuff. And that was kind of fun and adventurous, and we had a lot of fun. But for the boys to be able to go out by themselves and discover the world. I mean, like I said, you can only prepare the kids so much for what's out in the world. But once they get out there, they get to discover a lot. They get to discover a lot of what we've told them is right. Not that they would admit that. But then they will discover a lot of other stuff out there as well. So, yeah, it's an exciting time for kids. And I'm absolutely thrilled that they can go out and have those adventures and stuff. You know, we are there as a backstop. We're there as support, and supporting their decisions and things like that. And yeah, we're basically there as their support person. So it's not like they're being thrown out there and they can't come home or anything else. We were there as their support and there when they needed us and that sort of stuff. So, but it's an exciting time. So your challenge for today: ask a family member about the day their last child left home. Where did the child go? How old were they? What do they remember about saying goodbye? How did the house feel afterwards? What changed about their everyday life? And once they adjusted, what did they enjoy most about their new chapter? The last child leaving home isn't simply an ending. It's one of those fascinating family moments when everyone involved begins a new chapter at exactly the same time. And let us know in the comments below some of the stories that you uncover. So go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific.